Good morning, Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights, VELCO Weather Hazards Forecaster. This VELCO Weather Outlook, this weather video is driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin Cities, Subaru, and 802 Honda. They're all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. Vigorous cold front moved on through the region, and even some thunderstorms associated with that as it's moved into New Brunswick and since dissipated. Cold northwesterly flow swinging around an area of low pressure, blowing in some strong gusty winds that have been fence line in terms of sub-alert action and wind gusts, gradient winds capable of causing tree limb damage. Current conditions, we have some leftover clouds mainly across northern areas. There's still a few flurries generally being generated along the spine of the Green Mountains and then tracking downwind to the east. The wind flow is going to be shifting a little bit more true northwesterly, so we don't have any lake effect issues. The only thing I would say is that there could be some very localized flurries that develop off of Lake Champlain once the trajectory is a little bit more northwesterly to southeasterly. Looking at wind gusts, wind gusts are starting to show up as nothing spectacular, and the sub-alert will expire at noontime on Friday. These are ambient air temperatures and very cold conditions as forecast. The wind chills are also extremely cold in the single digits, both above and a little bit below zero on some of the higher terrain elevations. Looking at the 6-hour panels, we can see that frontal system with the strong thermal gradient here. Very cold temperatures up to the north, not as cold to the south, so big squeeze play, and of course being transported by these strong gusty northwest winds. This moves on out, high pressure begins to build into the region. It'll be centered roughly overhead during the night, Saturday night. Then during the day on Sunday, it moves on out, kind of opens the door for some patchy clouds, but dissipating precipitation off to the west of us. The next one we're watching is what's going to be moving in a little bit to the south of us. And right here, this is valid 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday. And just a tiny bit of precipitation could make it into the region. So really not a big deal, but it does look like we'll have 2 real nice dry days, both Saturday and Sunday. And we have Monday with the threat of precipitation across southern Vermont. And then another area of higher pressure builds in for basically Wednesday and lasts into Wednesday night, Tuesday and Wednesday into Wednesday night. And then we have this system here that moves in on Thursday. This is a valid Wednesday night. And there's Thursday, and it looks like it just brushes by, and it could bring us a little bit of mixed precipitation types, but nothing major here. Could be a bit of a travel issue, again, along about Thursday. Okay, the GFS ensemble centered on Burlington. This is today, and this is the precipitation here, so you see it's carried over as all snow. And we have a couple real nice days, and then that next little possibility, but not a whole lot going on. Overall, it's pretty light in precipitation. As weather systems are generally weak, we're looking at the 7-day total QPF, and this is from the Weather Prediction Center, and you can see that only about 1/100 of an inch through the state of Vermont, a little bit more. This is the 1/4 inch line, 1/2 inch, and so forth. So relatively weak shots of precipitation try to make a run at us. Not much going on over the course of the next 7 days. This is our look of colder air, and again, this is the GFS temperature ensemble, and some pretty good conformity right here. So we warm back up, and it does look like we'll see temperatures make a run into around 40 degrees by the time we hit closer to Sunday, and then getting into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. Not a whole lot to worry about. Looking at the daytime high temperatures over the next 5 days, we're running about 3 degrees below normal, and about 3 days later, near normal temperatures for daytime highs. Tropics are quiet, and we're going to stop looking at the tropics here, provided nothing develops in the areas around the Caribbean or Gulf of Mexico. That would be the main area to watch, and this late in the season, probably nothing to develop, but we'll keep an eye on it. Real quickly, we're going to look at temperature anomalies, and that's the cold air mass that's involved. You can see those darker kind of bluish purple colors here, about 10 degrees below normal for this time of year. And the continuation is that's going to continue into the weekend, through the weekend into early next week. This is valid about Monday. You're just kind of jumping along. You can see a pretty good warm-up that's going to start happening in the central and western part of the country. Still remains a little bit below normal. And roughly about 7 days from now, we get into that warm-up. So some more changes coming our way. It looks like we see temperatures moderate back upward. And then the next colder air mass begins to make a dive out of Canada. That moves in. It looks like this is quite a few days out, probably about 10 days out. And so forth. So we got some oscillations ahead in terms of those temperatures going up and down. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.